right, is this thing freaking on or what? Okay, so I made another video, I don't know, 20 minutes ago, and I've made this video 4 times now, and every single time it's awkward, it's boring, so I'm gonna kind of pep it up a little bit for you guys. All right, so I have 6 easy steps to growing your business. Yeah, this is truthfully 6 easy steps. It's not even to grow your business, it's literally on how to start a sale and how to finish it all the way to the end. And these 6 steps is definitely gonna upgrade your sales approach. Number 1 is creating a conversation to getting to know your client. So when you create a conversation, don't jump straight into a sale. I mean, like, before you do your sale, create a conversation. Find a mutual conversation, mutual ground that you can have with your client. Ask them how their day is going at minimum. I'm not asking you to take them out on a steak and lobster dinner. I don't care for that. I just want you to say, hey, what are your plans for today? Do you have anything while we work on your vehicle? And they could be like, hey, I'm going golfing. And you go, I like golfing, I wanna go golf with you, you know? So you find a mutual ground where you can just kind of conversate with them for 5 to 10 minutes prior to your sale. I know your time is very important, but this time is very important as well. So it's not even about like when I'm working on your vehicle, but in a general sense, to just find a conversation to have with them. Because it's not, they could be having a terrible day and you asking them how their day is and they can explain. It's like playing therapist a little bit. So that's number 1, create a conversation to getting to know your client. Number 2 is going to be the sale is about your client and their vehicle. If they brought in this beautiful Porsche 911 and they just purchased it and they go, man, I love this car, I just got it, this and that, I'm gonna hype them up. I'm their like wingman, I'm their hype man. I'm gonna explain to their wife the amazing things, why it was such a good purchase. It's beautiful, it's black, you know, it's super fast, it's Carrera 4S. A lot of people want these, you know. These are awesome cars, they're timeless. What a great purchase. Seriously, a great purchase. So I'm not gonna go, if the guy came to me and he's like, oh, I just got this car, I love it. I'm not gonna go like, oh, look at those super matted wheels, or oh, that's cool and all, but I got this, I got that. Nobody cares. Focus on your client, put them in the spotlight, put them on that pedestal, like just make them feel special, make them feel appreciated that they came to you for a reason. And that's truth being told. I mean, no one cares about what you have, truthfully. I mean, they came here to pay for your services. So that's number 2. The sale is about your client and their vehicle. Of course, my wife would call me while I'm taking a video. Number 3 is figuring out your client's wants or needs, or most importantly, their pain points. Because everybody came to you because they have a pain point and you can solve their pain with the solution, of course. So that's gonna be, hold on one second. Okay, I am reading a little bit off of my notes because I have shot this video like 6 times and I completely forget, because some of these videos take a longer time to have to explain certain things, because a lot of us are layman, like we take things in easier with layman's terms. So yeah, number 3 is going to be figuring out your client's wants or needs, and most importantly, pain points. You're in business for a reason. It's because you offer a solution to your clients that they have a reason why they came to you. I mean, let's say, for example, this Porsche 911 came in a second time because he had a rock chip. I'm gonna call it a rock chip because it's the chip in the PPF and it was by a rock, so we're gonna call it a rock chip. So he had damage on his hood after we already did PPF, and he said, you know, I just bought this car. I don't know how much this thing costs realistically. I'm gonna say it's like 75K, but we're gonna imagine 75K. I apologize if it's not 75K to those hardcore Porsche enthusiasts. So he walks around his car every day. He daily drives the car, and he goes, you know, I know we just had the film done on there, but this giant rock came flying at me. Now I see this gash in my film, which protected his paint. We already took the film off, and there's no damage to it. It was just in the film, which is why we sell paint protection film. So he had this issue where he goes, You know, it just looks ugly. It looks ugly to me. I'd like to get the film redone on the hood, and you know what? I want you to do the front bumper as well. So my solution to that was to go ahead and get what he wants done. We're just gonna sell him on what he wants. I don't even have to sell him on it because he already knew what he wanted. So there was a pain point, and he knew what he wanted because there was a pain point, and then we have the solution. So guess what we do? We take the film off, throw new film back on there, and we send it out the door. But that rolls into number 4. Create a package that makes sense for your client. Whereas this gentleman, Kurt, he's super cool guy. I like him as a client. He's awesome to deal with, easygoing. The nice part about it is I got to know him. I got to know his car. I got to know what his pain points were and the solutions I have for him. But at the same time, he asked me, what else could you do? What else could I do? Oh, you know what? I'm gonna navigate you through all the stuff I can do. But I'm not gonna shotgun it. But I wanna find out, you know, what else you may not be happy with your vehicle. And I asked him, hey, how does your car look to you in the sun? And he goes, you know, it's black. It's what I look at it in the sun. I like it, it looks good. But there's times where I go, oh man, I bet this could look a lot better. And then I create a package for him. I say, you know what? I know you're under a certain budget. You don't want to go over $3,500. So how about instead of doing like a full paint correction, why don't we just go ahead and sell him on a like a 2-step correction where we get 60 to 70% of the scratches and swirls out. And he was so happy with that. We found that perfect medium for him where he can get the full front end done. And then actually we didn't do the full front end for $3,500. Well, we can talk about that in another video. You don't need to know the pricing. But anyhow, at the end of the day, we created a package that fit in his budget. So we found what his budget was. We fit within that budget. We navigated, we held his hand through that sale. So that way we just know what he wants and where he'll be happy at the end of the day, where we can still go, you know, above and beyond in service for him. So that's number 4, create a package that makes sense to your clients that work for them. Number 5 is gonna be close the sale. You already got their name, and I hope you got their name within that first 30 seconds of that conversation. Their name, get their don't get their address. You don't need their address. Sorry, that really came out weird. Get their name, get their phone number, get their email, and a date that works for them. You have to find a date. You need to go ahead and find, hey, this Monday through Friday works for me, next week works for me. Get a date that works for them. Make it convenient as well. If it's not convenient, then that date's not gonna work for them, of course. So try to find a way to close this sale. Another thing would be, you know, get a deposit. A deposit's a huge thing. I mean, I see all these guys on Facebook and Instagram, whatever, they go, I need this spot filled in immediately. I need this spot. I got 50% off for the next person who walks straight through these doors. I had a cancellation, blah, blah, blah. And you go, I sit back and I go, well, you know, you wouldn't have this problem if you took a deposit. And most people go, I know I should charge a deposit. So why don't you? When you book the people, just charge them a deposit. It's simple as that. Most people are happy to pay a deposit because they know it pays for your overhead and your livelihood to stay open. So if they don't make it, that's on them because they already committed to you. I mean, they agreed verbally to you that they're gonna show up. So hopefully they show up, and if they don't show up, guess what? You have money to get you through the day. And on top of that, now you have the money and you can book someone else. So there's my 5 things. And then number 6 is gonna be do the job, execute it to the best of your abilities, and get paid. Those are my 6 easy ways to growing your business. It's really just your sales process. And number 6, get paid. Everybody needs to get paid. That's how you stay in business. So anyhow, I hope that was helpful. It's been hard shooting content because my brain just goes off in 500 different directions. There's so many different ways I can go about these sales because every single sale is gonna be a little bit different, whether it be PPF, coatings, detailing, they all have the same structure, and I get every single sale is just gonna be a little bit different, but just try to stick to the same structure in general. And I know business isn't easy, and it's not easy selling stuff, and it's not easy being comfortable with selling as well, especially when you're getting these higher end tickets. But if you have any questions or concerns, if you have any if you just need help, I mean, reach out. I mean, I'm not big into time vampires where it's like, if it's just a one-way street, I mean, I'll do the best I can help you, but at the same time, if you can support me a little bit, you know, just go on the channel, give it a like, maybe subscribe. I don't really post to YouTube ever. I actually just post to Facebook, and I look like a total idiot on here. So it's just more or less, it's fun for me to make these videos and try to be helpful, because we all know how it feels, you know, when I feel like a lot of people are stuck at that $10,000 mark, where it's like, well, why are you stuck there? And why is it happening? Like, why is there this barrier where you're stuck? And I feel like it's a pretty simple thing. It comes down to the sales and just locking people in, or even brand awareness. I talked to my buddy Alex today about brand awareness, and it's like, dude, you do amazing work. Like, you do amazing work, you're confident, you look good. I'm fat, ugly, and bald, where the dude's young, he's got a full head of hair, he's athletic, fit. I mean, that guy should, and he knows how to conversate with people too, which is great. But his services are amazing, they're killer. It's just more or less, why are they stuck at X amount of dollars per month? I guess it really comes down to people just don't know them, so they're not able to book. So we can dive into that in another video. You know, I have a bunch of people I can highly recommend for SEO, marketing, website, all that good stuff. But as far as that goes, that's my 6 and quick, easy steps to growing your business. This is all one shot. I do all my videos in one shot. I try to. I do the least amount of editing because I'm terrible at it, and I need to find time to do it. I don't have that much time. So hopefully that helps. Have a wonderful night, everybody.